Welcome to 7 Report. Today we're getting our first look at the VaporFi VOX 60TC starter kit. It includes the VOX 60TC temperature control mod and the vSix sub-ohm tank with temperature control coil. VaporFi's done it again. They're extending their high-quality line of box mods, the VOX family, and are making the new mod, in this case the VOX 60TC, available individually or as part of a kit. Now, unlike most other mod and tank kits, VaporFi gives the consumer a choice between 3 different tanks to pair with the VOX 60TC mod. Those 3 tanks available as part of what VaporFi is calling the VOX TC starter kit are the VBit RDA, the Volt hybrid tank, which 7 Report reviewed some time ago, and we'll have a link up in this general area here if you want to go back and watch the video review of the Volt hybrid tank, and the new vSix tank. Well, VaporFi sent the vSix tank version of the VOX 60TC starter kit for 7 Report to review. And since VaporFi does offer both components that make up the starter kit individually as well as part of a kit, I'll focus on both the mod and the tank in this first look. And then after I've used each, the VOX 60TC mod and the vSix tank extensively, I'll come back with an individual in-depth review on each. Now, if you follow 7 Report on Twitter or Facebook, and I hope that you do, you will find out that way when those reviews have been posted. So what we're going to do, change the camera angle, open up both the VOX 60TC and the vSix tank, go over briefly some of the specs and take a look at how they work, the display on the mod, put some e-juice in the vSix, let that e-juice soak in good, put them both together, and then we'll come back to this angle and do a very first vape on the VOX 60TC starter kit, the VOX 60TC temperature control mod and the vSix sub-ohm tank. Prior to shooting this video, I did fully charge the VOX 60TC and read the manual and the manual on the vSix tank a couple of times, just very thoroughly to make sure I was familiar with the product. Now, the VaporFi VOX 60TC is a variable wattage temperature control device with a wattage range of 7 to 60 watts, and those change increments are 0.5 watts. The temperature range 200 to 600 degrees Fahrenheit, and you can change temperature in Fahrenheit in 10-degree increments, and in Celsius the temperature range is 100 to 300 degrees with change increments of 5 degrees. It can fire standard coils with a resistance of 0.1 to 3.5 ohm, and nickel 200 and titanium coils with a resistance of 0.05 to 1.0 ohms. Now, an internal 2600 mAh battery powers the device, and you can charge it via the micro USB port on the bottom of the mod with the included micro USB charging cable. Fire button sits nice and flush on the front of the unit, and the plus and minus, increase, decrease buttons are on the top right in front of the spring-loaded 510 connector. You turn on the VOX 60TC with 5 quick clicks of that fire button. And then you'll see power on. And the display, of course, it's not showing any resistance on that display because we haven't yet attached a tank to it. The VaporFi vSix tank is a top filling tank with an e-juice capacity of 6 ml, has both adjustable airflow and adjustable e-juice flow. Now, it is packaged with 3 coils, a 0.5 ohm standard coil, which comes already installed in the tank, and then VaporFi also includes a 0.25 ohm dual coil and a 0.25 ohm nickel 200 coil. Now, the wattage range suggested on these coils, on the standard coil that is already packaged inside the tank, that suggested wattage range is 10 to 35 watts. On the dual coil, the suggested range 10 to 50 watts, and on the nickel coil, 10 to 60 watts or up to 450 degrees. Now, to fill the tank, you just unscrew the topmost part, and I'm going to show you how to fill it here in just a minute, but we'll go through the rest of this first. And that comes off, and then there are two e-juice ports to fill the tank. And you just put it back on simply the same way. Now, they do suggest that you fully close the airflow and the juice flow holes or ports while you are filling. And I don't know how well this is going to show up with that bright light, but this top part here, right below where you unscrew the top to fill it, this is where you twist to adjust your e-juice flow. And I don't know if you can see there, actually if I had it in the frame, the cotton is visible. Now you can twist this to make less of that cotton visible and close off that e-juice flow port. And then there are two airflow ports, one on either side, and you simply twist this bottom part, oh, I'm getting shadow on there, to allow more or less airflow. And to change the coil, you just unscrew the bottom of the tank. And there's your coil. You simply unscrew that from the base of the tank to swap out your coils. So while I have this off, let's go ahead and prime that coil and then fill the tank. Oh, and the drip tip is also removable. I've got a bottle of strawberry milk cake e-juice from Vapes Gone Wild. So the first thing we're going to do is prime this coil, like you should do with all new cotton coils. Just a drip or two right into the center, and then a drip or two on each of those e-juice ports on the coil itself. And there are 4 on this coil, so my guess is you're going to get some pretty decent vapor. And then we insert it back in there. Oh, I can already smell that e-juice. And then screw it on securely. And we're going to follow directions. We will close the airflow port, and I'm going to go ahead and close the e-juice flow to fill the tank. Now this is a 6 ml capacity tank. Just go ahead and put that in there. Turn it so you can see the juice going down. And I won't make you watch me fill the whole thing, but we're going to go ahead and do that. Then come back and take a look at some more of the stuff on the VOX 60 TC. Well, let's go ahead and put a tank on the VOX 60 TC that has a nickel 200 coil in it. I've got the Kanger Tech Sub-Tank Black Edition. This is just for demonstration purposes because I already have the standard coil submerged in e-juice on the vSix. So we want to see what the display looks like with a temperature control coil. So let's go ahead and hit that 5 times and turn it on. Power on. Now, to access the temperature control menu, you have to lock the mod first. And you do that by pressing the fire button 3 times. I guess helps to do them 3 times in a row. There we go, it should be locked. Okay, now to enter that menu, you press the plus and the minus buttons at the same time, and it's going to tell you to hold that in. To change your temperature. And we've got that. It's showing off, so we're gonna gotta be really quick. So we're in Celsius right now. To get from Celsius to Fahrenheit, you have to scroll all the way through. Now we're in Fahrenheit. Let's take it up to 350. So we're 350. And it's asking, oh, it's locked. Now we have to unlock it again by pressing 3 times. There we go. Temp coil. See, it knows it's a temperature control coil, so we're going to select nickel because that's what it is. New coil, up, same, down. So up, we're going to press the up button to show that it's a new coil, and it's reading that coil as 0.19 ohm. Now the display with a temperature control coil attached, and we're in temperature control mode, battery level, resistance, the max wattage of 60, and your selected temperature. Now you can lock your settings by pressing the fire button and the minus button at the same time. See, and that shows power lock. So now you're not going to be able to change anything at all. And that way, once you find your sweet spot, you can lock it in. Unlock it by doing the same thing. Minus button, fire button at the same time. Power unlock. All right, so let's go ahead and turn this off. And we're going to put the V6 tank with the standard coil on the mod. Let's pull that out of here. It's already full of juice. I'm going to open the airflow up a little bit though. All right, now just screw it onto that spring-loaded 510 connector. And we'll turn it back on, get a look at what the display is with in wattage mode. Okay, because we had it in temperature control mode when we turned it off, it's still there. So we're going to lock the device by clicking the fire button 3 times. Shows it's locked. Hold down the plus and minus buttons at the same time to enter the temperature control menu. Then we're going to scroll all the way up to where it says off and press the fire button. Now we click the button 3 times to unlock it, and you see the display shows off. So we're showing in the display the battery level, ohms of the attached coil, our wattage. Right now it's at 60. We're going to take that wattage down a little bit. This particular coil is only rated up to 35 watts. So let's take it down to 25 just to start. All right, so there we have the VaporFi VOX 60 TC starter kit, the VOX 60 TC mod, the V6 sub-ohm tank. We've got some juice in it. I'm going to let it soak for another minute or two. We're going to switch up the camera angle and take a very first vape on the VaporFi VOX 60 TC with the vSix sub-ohm tank. Okay, I think we're about ready for the first vape on the VaporFi VOX 60 TC starter kit. Comes with the VOX 60 TC mod, the vSix sub-ohm tank. I have the standard coil installed. It's been soaking in the e-juice for a good while. I have both the e-juice ports wide open and the airflow ports wide open. VaporFi does suggest if you use a heavier VG content e-juice to keep those e-juice ports open, and this is a max VG e-juice. It is set at 25 watts in variable wattage mode because this is not a temperature control coil. Let's go ahead and give a first vape. That is pretty nice. It's a fair amount of vapor. It's a solid taste to it. On that, it's a strawberry milk cake from Vapes Gone Wild here in my hometown vape shop of Noonan, Georgia. And at 25 watts, the vapor's a little on the cool side, but still very enjoyable. I tell you what, for 25 watts, that is a really pretty impressive amount of vapor. Let's take it up, and this goes up in 0.5 watt increments, but it only shows you the full. So if you hit, okay, I'm at 28, I'm going to hit it again, it's still showing 28, that's really 28.5. It's not displaying the 0.5s. Let's take it up to 30, 5 more watts, and see how it does. Oh yeah. Slightly fuller, bolder flavor. Are you still there? There we go. At 30 watts. This coil is recommended wattage range, and I'm going to double check this because I don't have it right in front of me. I believe is, yes, 10 to 35 watts. So I'm not going to go up to 35 watts yet because it's a brand new coil. I haven't broken it in. The dual coil has a range of 10 to 50 watts, and the nickel coil 10 to 60 watts or 0 to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. That's very tasty. Let me adjust this airflow down a little bit. Go about halfway on those airflow ports. See if that quiets it down and warms up the vapor any. A little bit warmer, and the flavor still very full-bodied. I enjoy this e-juice anyway, but it tastes really good in this vSix. Well, that's pretty much our first look. What I'm going to do is use each of these extensively. I'll use them together, and then I'll also either use the nickel coil in the vSix or use another tank with a nickel coil on the VOX 60. So I'll be able to give you a full update on how the mod functions in temperature control mode as well. But I'll do an individual review. So we'll come back and do a review on the vSix, and then after or before that do a full in-depth review on the VOX 60 TC. If you follow us on Facebook or Twitter, you'll be notified that way when those reviews have been posted. I want to again thank our friends at VaporFi for providing their brand new VOX 60 TC starter kit. Both the mod and the tank are among the newest products that they offer. They still both show new on their website. I know for sure that the mod is the newest addition to the VOX family of mods. Now VaporFi is obviously a review product supplier. They've supplied these products for our review. Also a 7 Report advertiser. I'll have links in the description section of this video on the YouTube channel and on our website 7report.com to the product page where you can purchase the vSix tank and the VOX 60 TC mod as the starter kit. They also offer them individually, but you save a little bit of money if you buy them as a kit. Again, thanks so much to our friends at VaporFi. Thank you for being with us today for this first look. Hope that you will subscribe to the YouTube channel and check out the rest of the website too, 7report.com. We update both the website and the YouTube channel all the time. Hardware, e-juice reviews, and a whole lot more. So please do check them out both and keep coming back. And thanks for being with us today on 7 Report.